Oh man. Whew. I could not stay away from this bike. I had to bring it with me all the way over here to Houston over the Thanksgiving holiday, visiting family. I just couldn't stay away from it long enough. I needed it with me. Now I gotta choose where I'm gonna ride though. I'm all filled up. We're not running out of gas today. When is it where I start a video with practically a full tank of gas? And slow down. What is this lift that they have on the back of their RV for? That's so weird. It's almost 5 months since I bought my S1000. 5 months and 1,439 miles. Almost 1,500 miles on this thing in the 4.5 months. Since I bought the bike. That's pretty crazy. To me, that's a lot. Because when I sold my R6, I had 2,100 miles on it after 2 some odd years. We got no one behind me, right? I need to check that. And I bought this bike at the same time, like just a few days away from when my son was born. So I've been raising a 2-year-old and a little tiny baby over the last 4.5 months, and still managed to throw 1,500 miles on this bike. And you know why? I freaking love this thing. It is hands down the best bike that I've ever owned. By the way, how about this weather today? Not a single cloud in the sky. That is not how it's been this past week. You know, I wanted to bring the bike out because I wanted to ride it while we were here. Of course, I was hanging out with family, but I wanted to get some rides in, do a little work on the bike. But that didn't happen because the whole entire week was pretty much wet and muggy and rainy and cloudy. It was just gross. It was not nice. But last night, a cold front came through, pushed all that away, and we got clear skies, cooler weather. It's like 60 degrees outside, not humid. It's perfect. It's amazing. I love it. The bike is loving it. And I have a chance to use my grip warmers, hand warmers, heated grips. There we go. I was like, there's an actual term for this. No, I freaking love these. I don't often get to use them here in Texas, obviously. There's been a few nights here and there where I've gotten to use it, and it is spectacular. And that is what's so crazy about this bike. It is one of, if not the best track bike that you can buy right now from the factory. Nothing done to it, straight out of the box. But it is such a good street bike. Beyond what it can do on the track, I'm just, I've been blown away by it. It has been every single thing that I've wanted out of a bike. And I used to have a 2009 R1 that I absolutely loved, but the thing about the bike was, it was work to go ride. Like, it was heavy, it was big, it was wide, and it wasn't even like the biggest liter bike that you could get and in terms of like size and weight. But it was just, I mean, I love the heck out of that thing, but it was not the most pleasant thing to go out and ride as a daily bike. This thing, on the other hand, this has been amazing. Didn't want to scare the crap out of this camera here. Now I will. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I tease you with that daily 100? Got real close, but not quite. This bike is just so pleasant to ride. It is hands down the smoothest sport bike that I've ridden. Like, the throttle on this bike is, it feels like I'm just, you ever like mess with, probably most of you haven't, but like a really nice audio control interface and a dial that's just, it's got a perfect weight to it. It's just so precise and smooth when you turn it. That's what this throttle is like. And it just, it blends in so well between gear changes, at low RPMs. Like this, I'm just cruising around this turn, low speed, barely any RPMs, 2,000 RPMs, no clutch, third gear. And on some bikes, that would just be so choppy, it would be cutting out, the throttle would just be even just ever so slight bouncing. Wouldn't be able to have such smooth control. This thing is, I don't even have to think about it. It just does exactly what my mind wants it to do. There we go. There's your daily 100. Everything that bugged me about the R1 as a street bike, even as a track bike, like on the track, it was awesome, incredible. Riding that thing on Circuit Americas was a dream, but it was still just a heavy, large bike. I have not encountered a single moment on the S1000 that hasn't just been easy. They're so easy to ride, and a lot of times you can't get that out of these high-powered sport bikes anymore, which is understandable. Like, they've been made as the top tier track bikes that you can get. Believe me, I love racing these things. I love getting them on the track, even though I haven't been able to do it a ton. The track days that I have done have been spectacular. Not on this, but on my R1 before. But when I can have a bike that I can use 100% of the time, whether I'm just cruising, commuting to work, doing a little weekend run with my friends, or yes, taking it to the track. When I got a bike that can do all of that with ease and be fun to do in every situation, that is the perfect bike. The sound of this thing with the Austin Racing exhaust, I love it so much. Good old Texas overpasses. Friggin' tall as buildings over here. I've ridden on some of these before. Look at this. You're just looking back at least 100 feet above. I've had people comment on videos in the past where I've gone on some of these overpasses, and this one wasn't even that tall. And they're like, dude, that is the most terrifying bridge that I've ever seen. You know, I kept my R1 for 4.5 years or so. The biggest reason that I sold it was just because I was ready for something new. I'd owned it for a long time. I wanted someone else to be able to enjoy that bike. But behind that, the next few reasons were just simple as that. It wasn't as nice of a daily bike to ride. Out of a sport bike, I want something that I can, you know, just take out with ease and go ride. And when I bought the MT-09, that was pretty much the bike that I would do that on. If I wanted something that I could just take out for a quick ride without, you know, preparing to go for a ride, that was the bike to do it on, because it's just so easy and so fun to ride. And that's still the case, but this bike gets so much closer to that. It's still not as easy of a daily bike as something like an MT-09 or MT-07, but it's up there. And when I can still get my nice quick speed runs, still have a nice windscreen, and on top of that, it's still crazy to me. Again, this thing is one of, if not the best track bikes that you can buy right now, but it still comes with heated grips, which, by the way, my hands are nice and toasty. It's really nice. Big fan. But it's got cruise control too. You're obviously not going to use cruise control in a race on a track. I'd wager a bet there hasn't been anyone that's used cruise control during a track day. Obviously, they've added that for the people on the street. The S1000 has always been known as a really good bike for the street. Obviously, very high performing on the track, but something that you can ride as a daily sport bike if you want to. Ooh, okay. Cops up here, don't want to go crazy. You know, the S1000 was always a dream bike of mine. The HP4, when I first saw one of those, when I had my honeymoon, we went to Germany. I mean, I already knew about the HP4, but I got to see one in person for the first time, and I fell in love. I was like, one day I'm going to own one of these bikes. And when they announced this new one for 2019, 2020, I knew I had to have one. And I kind of went in with some faith, obviously buying the first year of a new generation, but it has blown me away. Of course, you got to get the thing flashed from the factory, at least in the US. It does not come how it should, but once you got it flashed, you got an incredible machine on your hands. I know someday I'll probably sell it, but I could definitely see this as a 5-year plus bike. It's that good. But let me know what you guys think. Leave it a comment down below. Tell me what you think of the bike. If you have another bike that you think is just as good as this or better at the things that I mentioned, you know, being a super high performing bike that is just incredible as a daily bike too, let me know. I'm always looking for new bikes to ride, so let me know what you guys think. Make sure you hit that like button if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and turn on post notifications so you get notified of all the videos coming out. If you want to get any of my merch, you can get it at motonosity.com/shop. You guys have been awesome. I've been Motonosity. Remember, life's right with horsepower. Keep life lived. I'll see you guys in the next one.